You sick degenerate. Why did you click on a link with this title? I'm the basic average twit. You know, today I was reading a tweet from Alyssa Milano. I watched a video from H3H3 Productions, Ethan and Hila, my favorite channel on YouTube. Keep it on your hats, you two. And Ethan was going into this tirade about this bill that had just passed the Senate and is going to the House.
Yesterday, our country was sold out to the highest bidder by our senators.
The bill is called Senate Joint Resolution 34, and it lets internet service providers sell all that information about you watching dirty grandma vomiting midget porn to your neighbor. I don't want my neighbors buying information on the dirty porn links I look at. No. I mean, I won't be able to look at them the same way again. I mean, I couldn't look them in the eyes after they know that I look at some of those things willingly and lubed up elbow deep, furiously. Steam. Gotta let it out. What is this bill that I'm talking about? It's Senate Joint Resolution 34. There's not a lot to read about this bill. The bill simply nullifies a rule that the FCC put out. I don't want my privacy being sold. I don't want how Ethan makes it sound like, I mean, we just got sold out. And that doesn't seem fair whatsoever. I love privacy. I don't want governments to intrude on my privacy. And I don't want private companies that I am forced to use to get online to be able to sell and track all of my information to the highest bidder. Does anybody really want that? I mean, anybody. Do you think a senator wants his record to be looked at and sold so he can be blackmailed? What do I need this to begin with? Now, I know there's always one asshole. In some cases in this country, multiple assholes. But they all are screaming right now at me. But I have nothing to hide. Good! You have nothing to hide. Most people don't have anything to hide. Or at least anything insidious to hide. They might have small little things that, you know, can be kept personal, but nothing illegal. They don't have anything to hide either. But do you think it's really fair to a normal person? So their normal, respectable porn habits could be purchased? My God, Martha. That beaver on that young damsel is simply amazing. You know, there's always one guy, one neighbor, that you would definitely not want to know, even your respectable porn links or habits. That guy could go and buy them up for $1.50. And that guy, I think he jerks off to those respectable porn habits. Do you really want that? That's what he gets off on. That's his fetish. Now, stop. Cut. Wait. You know, as a basic average twit, the whole point of this channel is to just read some stuff, make a video, try to be a little funny, and comment. But I started thinking, this is almost too unbelievable, because why would anybody want this to happen? Why would they just sell out our privacy? And I double checked on that date, and that rule was in effect starting December 2nd, 2016. That means the creepy person in your neighborhood could buy your porn habits prior to that? Well, no. Actually, not, because the FCC is just having a redundant rule. See, the Federal Trade Commission actually has consumer privacy rights for us online now. That rule is just a redundant rule that the FCC has put out. And the bill, both for the Senate and the House, which I think is going to pass in the House, is just retracting that rule that seems redundant. It's saving bureaucracy from us. Why would they create this rule in the first place? I actually don't know. So I'm asking you, and hopefully if we get some H3H3 traffic, I intentionally used you, to see if maybe there's a reason why there's two rules. But I don't think so. Your privacy was protected under the Federal Trade Commission. How is it even more protected under the FCC? The problem sometimes is when you have two different government agencies over rules, and then you start getting into this weird area where it's like a fight for who has more control over what. And that would be terrible too. Is the FCC the Democrats' way of controlling it? I'd rather just one rule. What about just the Bill of Rights, and it's by extension because the internet is more or less going to become a utility. It really is. I mean, maybe someday our fucking brains get uploaded to the internet and we become a part of it. Some conspiracy theorists think we might already be a part of it and this is all fake to begin with. But the thing is this. Our rights should extend to the internet regardless. Anyways, freedom of speech, our privacy, all that sort of stuff should already be there. And now that I think about it, why would the Republican senators risk all that happening to begin with? I don't think it's malicious in this case. Not that I'm a Republican, but when I read a couple of Republicans' opinions on this and why they're taking it out, and then I realized that we already have privacy rights in check with the Federal Trade Commission protecting us. And I've worked for companies that have to deal with this sort of stuff, and I was thinking, wait a second, did they really never have those protections? But guess what? H3H3 or Ethan, I'm sure, had the best intentions with this video. And I agree with him and everything he said. If it was to come to that, and I want you to watch his video in its entirety, but if it comes to what he's actually saying, where a company could grab all your information and then sell it to the highest bidder, well, that's total bullshit. And obviously nobody wants that. But, and I'm 100% on his side if that was the case. In this case, I think it was an overreaction on something maybe he had limited knowledge on, which I also had limited knowledge on. But Alyssa Milano, her tweet, I don't know. I think she would tweet anything that a Democrat put out, period. I don't even know if she reads this stuff. I certainly don't think that she would ever research anything that would contradict what a Democrat might put out, or a liberal piece might put out. Anyways, why did the FCC create a rule for one that already exists? I don't know. That's open for speculation. Leave a comment if you have an opinion on why that happened. Other than that, I'm gonna go happily back to my Alyssa Milano Photoshop porn and the Teen Steam video.
You could do it over and over again. Not only does it help work out stress, but it's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to keep in shape.
I've said way too much. Subscribe, hit the like button, and if you like this, keep showing up. I'm cutting all that shit out too.